Anyway, so
So back to the beginning of the movie. Also, remember how for episode 1 we said that the crawl was extremely boring?
oh
They were
god,
able to top it because
in boringness.
this one doesn't have anything interesting.
It doesn't even give us an idea of what's going on. We know
There's a
that
vote.
a vote for Grand Army of the Republic, but that contradicts the movie.
Yeah,
They
because
didn't even know about an Army of the Republic until they found the clones, and that's why they're voting to make a Grand Army of the
yeah.
Republic.
So the crawl was getting ahead of itself.
They didn't even know about the Separatists yet.
Mm.
They just knew that Newt Gunray wasn't out. They said thousands of star systems were leaving the Republic, but they didn't really talk about that
Yeah.
until they actually said, "Oh, we're willing to leave the Republic" to Count Dooku. There's another character. Santa Claus is not a threatening character. He is like, I didn't mind him, but he does not put an ambiance of fear into a movie. When you are fighting skinny Santa Claus, it just
He was more threatening in the Lord of the Rings.
yeah.
Same actor.
Oh,
Um, yeah. And another thing that I have a problem with him is it Count Dooku or is it Darth Tyrannus?
now Count Dooku is his real name. Usually a Sith, when they become a Sith, they become a Darth something. When they make up a name. Example: Darth Bane from the Darth Bane books. His name was originally. Oh, I cannot. I cannot remember his name. I just remember Darth Bane, because the whole idea was his father always said, "You're the bane of my existence."
Mm.
And then when he became a Sith, he's like, "My name is Darth Bane." Another thing is in episode. Sorry, I kind of backtracking to episode 1. They mentioned the rule of two. Two there always is: one to embody the power, one to crave it. Now they never really elaborate this on the movie, so we're kind of just like, wait, what's this all about? Why are they who rule of what? The books explain it very well. Darth Bane kills like all the Sith when there used to be like legions of them, and then he incites the rule of two, so they're hiding. The Sith are hiding in secret, always just waiting for their time to strike, which actually makes the movie make a little more sense, but it doesn't help it.
Yeah. If you have to go out and try and find a bunch of books to explain one movie or a few movies. It's
Now, I'm a fanboy, so I actually really enjoyed these books. These books are written really well. I do suggest you go out and read them.
especially if you're a Star Wars fan.
Yes.
Huge Star Wars fan.
Very dark books, very explain a lot about the Sith.
And are much better than the movies, apparently.
Much better.
I wouldn't know. I haven't read the books yet. I'm not that big of a reader.
Now, going back to Anakin, the biggest problem is in the first movie he was a little boy. Let's assume 8. Now,
Yeah.
I brought a prop here, which this is a Star Wars book written by Sean Williams. I take no credit for. I just bought this book. Now, in all the Star Wars books, we are given a timeline. Now, I don't know if this will be very clear on the camera, but oh, actually, that is right here is episode 1. Right here is episode 2. Now, this says 32 years before A New Hope, and this says 22 years. So there is a 10-year distance gap between Star Wars episodes 1 and episode 2. Now, let's just assume Anakin in episode 1 was 8. That
Yeah.
sound good to you?
Yeah, you said that already. But
Yeah. I don't know his exact age. So if he's 8 or 10, that would mean in episode 2 he's 18 or 20.
Yeah.
But the problem is, Padme
must have been at least 18 or 20 in episode 1.
at the like 18, between 18 and maybe 16. So
Yeah.
she'd be like 20 something, while Anakin's 18.
Yeah. But yet, they look the exact same age.
Yes. So
That's something that always confused me even as a kid. I was
now the problem with the movie is they don't really explain this, and the books never bring this out either. It's not really known at all, but my theory was that Anakin's a Jedi and he may have used the Force to advance his age, which is actually quite like some Jedi have the ability to do this. I don't think so,
but they never actually hint at that.
they never hint at it or suggest it at all.
It's just something
So
that you gotta think on your own.
What other characters are there? We're introduced to a lot of Jedi that are kind of, I don't know. They introduce way too many characters and they don't develop them.
Mm.
We have no idea of what these characters want, what they are doing, what their like emotions are. We just kind of get a bunch of characters thrown at us, and we're not given time to get to know them.
Get to understand them. That's the one problem that most movies have that have a bunch of characters that not many of them get time to develop.
Spider-Man 3, for example.
Mm.
We got we got Spider-Man. We've already been developed to Spider-Man, so you don't need to develop him anymore. We already get that his life sucks.
And yet, that's the only character that they ever keep developing.
Yeah. Then Hobgoblin comes out of nowhere.
New Goblin.
Or Goblin comes out of nowhere, and on his glider surfboard.
Yeah, that was confusing.
And then Sandman comes out of nowhere, and then Venom comes at the very end of the movie, and then we get Black Suit Spider-Man. We're getting off topic again.
Yeah, but we're just
yes.
Like,
so that's
one problem that this movie has that a lot of movies have is
every
not just
movie
Star
that
Wars.
Introduces a bunch of characters needs to learn from Scott Pilgrim.
Mm.
They got 7
X's,
evil villains, right?
Yeah.
7, count them. Like that's a lot of characters to all develop all really well.
And they did it within like 3 minutes screen time each character. So one of the other characters that we get is older Obi-Wan,
which I didn't mind. Tell you the truth.
Yeah,
he did okay.
Ewan McGregor's a good actor on his own.
The
anyway,
only problem with Obi-Wan in this movie is there's so many plot where they could have switched Anakin and Obi-Wan around. Like example, when he jumps out the window
to get the camera thing that had the
that was stupid.
Yeah.
Why? What's a camera gonna do for you? A little droid.
Well, actually,
is it gonna bring you back to her? Do you really think she's that stupid? It's a recon droid. Now, and it didn't even go remotely close to her. She sniped it like from a mile away. Which was actually kind of cool. So wouldn't it have made a lot more sense if Anakin did that?
Yeah.
Like, because Obi-Wan's supposed to be this wise, older guy who spouts wisdom every 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't even have any wisdom in this movie. He doesn't really have any great lines. Like, example, who's a fool? Or who's more of a fool? The fool of the idea or the fool who follows the fool? That was awesome line. Make total sense. Who's more foolish?
Who said that?
Obi-Wan did in episode 4.
Oh. Been a long time since I've seen 4.
Yes. And this time he just kind of keeps saying, Anakin, do this right.
Anakin, don't do that.
Anakin, stop it. Listen to me. Now.
Did you? I never caught this when I was a kid, but did you notice the foreshadowing in episode 2? I'm trying to remember when it was. But Anakin did something, and Obi-Wan looks and he goes, "One day you're going to be the death of me."
Yes, I did notice that. I noticed that when I was a little kid. I'm like, that wasn't that funny.
You know, at first it's just kind of the foreshadow, but then you realize it was nothing.